What's going on?
Hey. Oh, hey, what's going on? How's it going?
It's like one of those things when you jump on a Zoom and you're like, should I talk first? Should
Right,
that person talk first? Oh, am I muted?
right.
Ugh. Any hoozle. Why are you so red? Not to start with that, but like, I feel like I'm very conscious right now. I feel like I'm very like whitish pink, and you
Yeah.
look very healthy. And it's like, who
I
is
don't
the
know if
ghost?
this is healthy.
I don't know. It looks like you went on vacation. It's a little concerning, and it's like an ombre effect going on. What's
Yeah,
happening?
I know, I know. So Jean Marie and I went out to um this group of people that make movies. They premiered two movies this weekend. And so we went out to that. And the next day they had like a meetup at the beach, which is like
Ooh.
really, really interesting.
Mhm.
And I don't like the beach. Whenever someone says, "Do you want to go to the beach?" I'm always like, "You're inviting me to sit in the wet dirt for three
Okay, it's
hours."
not wet dirt, it's sand. Do you have a
It's
problem with sand in your toes?
it's. I don't take my shoes off.
Oh my God. Tell me you wore socks and sneakers.
I wore socks and sneakers and a shirt,
Well,
and I
okay, I
I
understand a shirt, but like you're sitting on the beach and you're not taking off your shoes and socks.
no, not unless I'm going to go in the water. If I'm going to go in the water, I will. But you know,
Okay, anyway, so you're hanging out with
so
these film people.
right, I was pretty unprepared and because we didn't really know if it was going to happen. There was like rain in the forecast.
Mm.
So on our way there, we actually like stopped at a Target and bought like towels to sit on and suntan lotion and bags to put our wallets in because we had nothing. So yeah, and I think I also didn't plan on staying there that long.
Hmm.
And by the time I left, like all my whole body just felt like crinkly.
Mm.
Like
So
when you get
so you
sunburned and you go like this and
yeah.
like it hurts. Yeah.
So you made note that you bought suntan lotion, but you didn't use it.
Well, my wife used it, but I didn't use it.
Okay, point for Jean Ray. Got it.
Yes. And she's always telling me to use it, but it's like, what's going to happen?
Not judging, but like I am judging.
Right.
Hmm. I am one of those SPF people.
Right.
Okay, so was it worth it?
The sunburn?
No, the whole like staying longer and
Oh, it was great. Yeah, it was cool. There were a lot of people. There were a lot of people there. There was, a guy came from England. Some people came from Canada. They actually made a documentary this weekend.
wow.
Because in addition to making movies, they also make music together. So it was this whole big like day long event. They rent out like this big hotel conference room, and it was it was really cool. I got a tattoo of one of the guys
I
who
saw this on Twitter. I meant to ask you
yeah,
about this.
he's like in all of their movies. And so I showed him the tattoo, and I was really nervous to do it. I was like like I wasn't nervous to get the tattoo. I didn't like regret it, but as I was like waiting in line to talk to him, I was like, I don't know if I want to actually tell him. This might be really strange.
Why? Like, why out of all the people to get a face tattooed on you, did this guy, is he so meaningful to you? You're like, I need his face on my body?
No, I mean it's just I don't know. It's from a scene in one of the movies that's really great. The movie's called Magic Spot. If anybody wants to check it out. But I was glad that I did it, and I was glad that I showed him because like he's kind of like an older guy,
Mhm.
and they've been doing these movies now for a really long time. And when I showed it to him, he was like, "Oh my gosh, that's so crazy." He was like, "I always tell my family that people like actually like these movies and watch these movies, and no one believes me."
Oh my
So he
gosh.
like took pictures, and he's like, "Now they'll believe me."
Wow. So these movies, it's in the indie scene?
Incredibly indie, zero budget, no
Right.
production company behind them, no studios. It's literally just a group of friends that have been making movies together for like decades, and they
Hmm.
continue to make movies. Sometimes they're streaming on like Tubi or Prime.
How did
You
you
can
find
buy
these
Blu-rays.
people?
Oh, movie guy.
Oh, gosh.
No, one of their movies kept being like presented to me. You know how when you finish a movie, they'll say, "Hey, if you like that, you might like this one." And one of their movies, it's called "Don't Let the River Beast Get You." It kept being suggested to me, and
Wait,
I was
don't
like,
let
"I'm
the
not."
river beast get you?
Yeah, that's what it's
Is it
called.
like a Loch Ness monster vibe?
It's like a creature from the Black Lagoon vibe. Like it's a guy in like a suit.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
I
know.
I I would really, really love to cover one of their movies with you, but I'm gonna be honest, I love them so much. I don't know if I could handle if you don't like them,
Oh
which
no.
is like
Okay, well, I could
really
curb
pushing
it.
the limit of our whole thesis here, which is like remaining friends with people that you disagree with. But
Oh my God. So you're
I
saying if I disliked, you would
no,
cut me
no,
as a
no, I'm not saying
friend?
that at all. It's just I mean, obviously like I have a tattoo of the guy. Like obviously the movies mean a lot to me. So I don't know. I don't know.
Okay,
Might happen.
I
Might
kind of
happen
get it. I was
sometime in the
telling
future.
Aunt
Yeah.
the other day, like, I look forward to however we're gonna rewatch the OC together and you watch it for the first time. I was like, but like if Seth doesn't bring enthusiasm that I need, this is gonna be a problem.
Right, right, right.
Like like the level needs to be like
Yeah.
yeah.
And I think I wouldn't feel like that way 100% because everybody's different and these are very um peculiar specific movies. Like the type of humor is very specific, so I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't care for them, but most people who do find them like really really enjoy them. But
I'm very
yeah,
curious.
yeah, it's great stuff.
Cool.
I actually asked the director of the movies after I met him. I didn't want to ask him in person, but like I sent him a message the next day and I was like, I just wanted to tell you again how much I appreciate your work and what it's meant to me. And if you'd ever like to come on the show, like I'd like to just, interview you and talk to you about, like your influences and inspirations and stuff like that. So hopefully that happens.
What did he say?
He said, yeah,
Really?
yeah.
You
Oh,
could
I
have
didn't tell
like
you any of this.
no, Seth.
Sorry.
No. Casually just dropping this. No, you did not mention that.
I like to break news live on air.
Breaking news. Um
Anyway,
anyway, but that's great. So you could have like it could be like a such a chat or something.
yeah.
Enthusiasm.
Well, I'm saying like you could be there too.
Oh, sure. I didn't know, but I wouldn't be offended if it was just you two because you guys can real get into it. And maybe
Yeah.
I could just like be in the background, like make my square real small and
Yeah.
just I'll just enthusiastically
You
smile.
you are continuing this theme of small
I
Michelle.
know.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Aunt and I are gonna go to the pop-up of the miniatures, the art of miniatures in New York City, and it's like
Oh
all
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, the dollhouse one.
Um in the same vein, yeah, it's like art
Yeah,
done
yeah,
with like miniatures. Yeah.
yeah.
Anyway, well, I'm glad you had a good
Anyway,
weekend. That's cool.
thanks. Thanks. I don't really care what happened on your weekend, but we gotta
Well,
move on.
I'm not sharing with you, so let's move on.
We got an email.
Email.
Do 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 do. This email's from Matt, and Matt does all of our artwork, and he's super talented and also very nice. And he listens to the show. Like I saw him a few weeks back, and he was like asking all these different things. Like he noticed when we had announced that we were going to do the apartment, and then we changed from the apartment to another movie, and he's like, "What happened to the apartment?" And I was like, "I didn't even realize that people listened all the way through." So that's pretty funny.
Wow.
Anyway, Matt
Any
says
cool.
the subject line says movie suggestion. It says, "Hi Seth and Michelle. My wife and I just got back from the cinema after seeing Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret. Really, really great movie. Michelle, I can 99.9% guarantee that you will love this film. careful, Matt, because I have gone down that road before.
I am a heartbreaker, so
Not because you're a woman, but because it's a really funny, heartwarming, and sincere movie. A classic. Have a great one, guys. And I do intend on seeing this. I kind of want to bring my son because he's like 10. So I feel like it's right around the same, right around the right age for that stuff. I'm not going to ask you if you've seen this, but I am going to ask you, did you read any like Judy Blume books when you were growing up? Like, what was your kid book vibe? Not like teenager book vibe.
yeah, yeah.
Like, what
Yeah,
was your kid book vibe?
I definitely read Judy Blume books, but I can't tell you like one specifically, but I
Mm-hmm.
do remember having them and reading them along with like Sweet Valley High and
Oh, I
The
don't think I knew that.
Babysitter's Club.
Yeah, I read that.
Even before that, Sideways Stories from Wayside School
Okay, yeah.
by
My son read
Lewis.
that.
Yeah, is it Lewis Sacker, Satcher, Sachar,
One of
Sakar?
those three.
Okay,
Seychar?
right. Um, this book I read it in third grade. Like, was so funny, and I think influenced my humor as well.
Interesting. I didn't know that that book was that old.
Yeah. Oh
My
yeah.
oldest son read that, I think, last year.
Did you like it?
Yeah, yeah, he thought it was great. I'd never heard of it before.
It's so good. You should read it.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I think I'm past kids' books. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but you
Yeah,
know.
I also remember reading Mr. Popper's Penguins.
That
I love that book too. That one like created such
was a
amazing
book?
visuals. Yes. I know it became a
Oh,
movie. I didn't watch the movie, but the book.
I just know like the Don Knotts movie, and then Jim Carrey did another one.
Yeah, I don't know. I just read the book. And then I remember Aunt reading like the first line, Mr. Popper was a house painter. Like you always read it in a British accent, and that's the only as far as he got. Anyway, what did you read as a kid?
I read a lot. I read a lot, a lot, a lot. When I wasn't playing outside, I was pretty much inside reading.
Hmm.
And luckily, I had a lot of older siblings, so we had like a huge library of books. Mostly when I was like a kid, it would have been like Roald Dahl books.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, but also like Fantastic Mr. Fox and Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, which is like a superior story to the Jungle
Yes.
Factory, if you ask me.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Um, at one point, all the grandparents turn into babies.
I don't remember that,
Yeah,
but cool,
my
cool, cool.
favorite book by him is called Danny the Champion of the World. And I've never heard anyone ever talk about it. So if you have read Danny the Champion of the World, please reach out to me. It's not very like fanciful like all of his other books. It's just
Mm-hmm.
about like a kid and his dad, and like pheasants, I think. it's a it's a weird one. But and then also like Judy Blume and did you ever read Beverly Cleary,
Yeah.
Ramona and Beezus?
Oh my God. Wow. I also was really into the American Girl doll books, like
Sure, sure.
all their stories. Um, there was also a series that included jewelry.
Okay.
So it'd be like the silver ice skates, and you'd get like a silver skate
Oh,
necklace
interesting.
and
Okay.
the golden locket, and you would get a locket. And I also loved Rainbow Fish. Do you remember Rainbow
I
Fish?
think
Rainbow
no,
Fish.
no, what is that?
What? What? Rainbow Fish. Oh my God. What do you mean?
What
I
is a
think,
rainbow? Is that
no,
a real fish?
no, what? No.
Rainbow fish?
Rainbow Fish. Oh my God. I'm like looking at the cover and I'm just like, I need it. I should
Hold
print
on.
it.
Let me look
Here.
this up.
No, I will just send you the link. I bet you're like, oh, yeah, it's in my impression of you makes me LOL. Okay, I just sent it to you in the chat.
Oh, this book?
Yes.
The Rainbow Fish.
Do you
No,
know
no idea what this is.
what?
No. Sorry, I guess my childhood was horrible.
You don't remember this cover?
No. I did though. I just found on YouTube the Rainbow Fish read by Ernest Borgnine. So I'll be checking that out later.
Oh my gosh. Oh wow, they have a bunch. Good night. Little rainbow fish. No, I want like the OG rainbow fish.
You've got some homework to do.
Oh my gosh, I love it. And then of course like Eric Carl, Very
Who?
Hungry Caterpillar.
Oh yeah. I
And
was really into Amelia Bedelia,
loved Amelia Bedelia.
also the Paddington books,
Not so much.
much better than the movies.
I know you have a thing about
Uh
that.
Goosebumps,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and then from Goosebumps, I can like see the section of the library like in my head, the
Mm-hmm.
Longwood Public Library where
Yeah.
you probably went.
Yep.
It was like Goosebumps, and then like right under that, I think was like science fiction for young adults.
Like
And
Animorphs.
so I couldn't get into Animorphs. I was really into Bruce Covell. He wrote My Teacher is an Alien. That book series is awesome. Really, really good.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Never read that one.
Well, the teacher is an alien.
Oh, great. Thank you for spoiling it for me.
And it's on the cover and in the title, but
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
Good stuff. Ugh,
Yeah.
good stuff. I have to buy these books for my nephew.
Oh, that's one of the it's like a hard thing when you have like kids where you don't want to force them to like the stuff that you like,
Why?
but it's like an because you have to let them like the things that they like.
No, no. As far as I'm concerned, my sister and I had this discussion a little bit different. Okay. My nephew is 8 weeks old and she's
Okay.
like, he hates hats. And I'm like, I don't care. I'm going to force that child to wear a hat. Bring the hat to Aunt Michelle's. He's going to put the hat on and he's going to sit there with the hat. And today he came to visit me and he wore the hat no problem. I was like, we have Halloween coming up. We have the winter coming with cute little ear flap hats. Like, child will wear a hat. Just
Winter is
like,
not coming. But
yeah, well, eventually it will get here. It's just like when people tell me, oh, my cat hates to wear hats. I don't care. You force your cat to wear the hat.
oh my, we have very different philosophies on that then.
I don't have children, clearly. Anyway, continue.
But it's like so you're not forcing them to like what you like, but it's just like it's an opportunity to be like, hey, by the way, I've already filtered through, decades of kids' books myself. Here's the best of the best, which is kind of like the show that we do with the movies. Except I bring you
Yeah, like,
the worst of the best.
you know, um, I get these random thoughts sometimes where I'm like, I cannot believe I had to sit through Tampopo and I get triggered all over again.
So this is a good full circle way to
Yeah,
bring this to an
sure.
end. This weekend, when I was meeting different people, one of the guys who does the movies mentioned like, "Oh yeah, Seth has a podcast that I listen to," and someone else was like, "Oh, what's the name of your show?" And I was like, "It's called Movie Friends." And so he was like looking it up, and he's looking through the movies that we've already done, and he said, "Oh man, you guys have done Tampopo? That's so cool." And I was like, "Yeah, my co-host almost quit over that one, but I'm I hope you like that episode."
Oh my God. And you had someone else reach out on Twitter. It's like, oh, Tampopo. And I'm like, oh man, you're a
It's funny
fan.
because
Don't listen to our episode.
sometimes I will look through our episodes and I'm like, "Oh man, these movies are all great." And I'm like, "Oh yeah, duh. I picked them." Not that I only pick great.
Wow.
No, not that I only pick great movies, but it's like, "Oh, of course I like all these
Oh, I see what
movies."
you're saying. I see what you're
Right.
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah. Send us an email so we can have something to talk about.
yeah, please. It doesn't have to be about movies. In fact, it might be better if it's not.
Requested.
Yeah. Hopefully the next time you see me, I will not be red.
Well, I'm going to see you in a couple of days. You'll probably be red.
Oh, I meant the people.
Oh, the people. And maybe I won't
Yeah.
be so pale. I will be.
Yeah.
Spoiler. Bye.